Check messages now. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that right now. 1 second. 1 second. Where's my Teams? I'm gonna close this out right now. I can't find Teams. Okay, a lot of Firefox instances with no Teams. Here we go. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. I think that should be everything. Nah. One last thing. One last thing, 'cause why not? Excuse me. And post. Okay. I think we're good to go, guys. I think all systems are go. It's gonna be a light day today. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna be mostly working on level design stuff. Let's switch gears. Meow. And meow. Hello. Is the aspect ratio normal? I can't tell. I feel weird using StreamWorld. I haven't used StreamWorld in a long time. It's cool, but also kind of odd. Like, I can't tell, man. I can't tell if it's normal or not. It feels scaled weird, but whatever. I think we just accept it. We say screw it, accept it, move on with our life. Don't need to play around with this a little bit more. Anyways, level design stuff. Let me show you what I got so far. We've broken level 1 entirely in favor of this new thing we were making. I think it's worth it. This is not the desired starting point for the level. Ideally, you'd be starting over there. But I just wanted to start somewhere kind of close to everything. And previous streams, you saw me develop this new terrain painting tool for myself. Because the one that comes with Unity normally only supports 3 textures, and it's for reasons. Usually it's with the intention of doing texture blending. But we're not doing texture blending. That's not a thing we're doing, so we don't have to conform to that. And since we don't have to conform to that, we can just do normal. We can have much more textures. We can have color be associated with a specific tile. So I think as you look at the inspector for terrains, you'll see that I have a palette here of like 16 slots. 16 is kind of arbitrary. Honestly, I may have probably should have had way more. But them's the breaks, I guess. I may try to expand this so we can do more detailed tile maps, like a traditional game, a traditional top-down RPG. That would be cool, and I may just think about implementing that today because this has been pretty beneficial already in its current iteration. So it would be kind of dumb not to support much more tile maps. I think right now we're partitioning what? Probably, calculator. 1 divided by 16. Yeah, so it's like within this increment, which is working fine. But now we have much more going on. We have the fact that that we have a humongous canvas that we could be using more efficiently. Instead of having one row, why not the full breadth of it? But then that's gonna be kind of crazy to go through all the different tiles within this inspector. That would be absolutely insane. And I don't think I have a need for that many tiles, if I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think I need that many tiles. So, what do we do? This is a 512 by 512 canvas, which I actually thought was 256 by 256, but no, it's apparently 512 by 512. Which makes actually this code a bit odd because it's working with 256 by 256, but actually technically it should be 512 by 5. I mean, let's first of all do like const tile atlas dimension const float or int, doesn't really matter. Yeah, we end up with this bug if we do that where everything is weirdly doubled. On one end, it kind of actually works better because that's kind of the texture dimensions that it should be. Then it looks more normal compared to the character, but at the other hand, it's wrong because every single pixel we paints 4 tiles instead of 1 tile. So if you notice here, for example, in fact, it's much more pronounced here. This is 1 pixel right here, right? But if you notice, it's 4 tiles within that 1 pixel. If you paint 1 pixel, but there's 4 tiles, and that's wrong. So that's weird. Train width 224 by 1024. Sampling things correctly. Detail resolution. Where's the height map? Height map is 257 by 257 though. Basic control texture resolution is 512. Oh, maybe it's because it's using the control resolution and not the atlas map. Maybe that's why. Because we're partitioning this across the control. Yep. Never mind. So this is actually the wrong thing. This should be renamed to control map resolution or dimension. Resolution. No, dimension. And now we get the correct, yeah. Excuse me. I'm a bit of a pig. I'm sorry. Okay. Anywho, yeah, we can use this far more efficiently though. far, far more efficiently. So I'm thinking 256. We're gonna break stuff, but it's okay. We can break stuff. I can correct the Jeez, how do we I'm gonna have to deal with this at some point. First of all, let's save. And then we have this control map, which is blank for some reason. That's fine. At least we have this data. It's so weird. Unity shows it's not. It shows it's dirtied or changed, but it's actually not. It's very strange. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna have to correct this because we're interpolating between 32. Let's talk about the value. Yeah, whatever. I think. Let's think about this. Yeah, if we're going to interpret this value more correctly, we're going to have to correct this. Yeah, I think we're going to do... I think it doesn't hurt to have way more tiles available to us. Even though this doesn't hurt, it's cool, I like it. I like keeping the game kind of bite-sized. But I think we can afford to be a little gluttonous in this aspect. Also, it's super cool seeing the environment from above. Okay, so we're gonna make a little to-do list for ourselves for this stream. Not gonna lie, feeling a bit tired, but I also been wanting to get some stuff done in this game for this past 2 days, and I've been just too tired to do stuff on it. Look at that though, it looks so sick. There is this weird bug though where you're seeing a black outlined between tiles. I'm hoping if we do our little 32 by 32 bit change, it will fix that issue. We'll see. But I think it's better to do that change now before we get too far into designing this map. And while it's still easy to correct. Cool. Okay. Let's make a PowerShell. And let's make a to-do list. And we size up. I could have sworn there's a way to do that in PowerShell. Maybe I'm just... Nah, I guess I'm not. Anyways, let's just write it down. So, to-dos for today. So, we're gonna change our 32... We have this tile set, and I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16, it should be 16, yeah. We're gonna change our 16 by X1 map to instead be a, what, 8 by 8? That's what we get if we have it from 512 to... From 512 to 256. How many tiles does that give us? Yeah, we just do a little 8 times 8. Am I dumb? 8 times 8, isn't that gonna be 60? Yeah, I guess I'm too tired right now. 8, yeah. 64, yep. Yep, I should have known. Okay, that gives us 64 tiles. Significantly more tiles than here, but as far as the editor window is concerned, because keep in mind, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to show every single tile you can work with here. 64 tiles is more reasonable. Like if I want to, we can have it be like pages where we display the first 16 here, and then we have a button to go up or down the page and select a different thing. And then we're going to have to encode data differently if we decide to do this, which I'm fine with. I don't think it's a big issue. Where before, let's find our little code snippet. Before, so like we showed earlier, even though we're seeing all these different textures here, really it's just one map that is various different colors. So if we go to that real quick, features, terrain painter, yeah, we have level 1 atlas, editor. Oh, 1 second. I think it's in, what did I call it? Terrain data, resources, and level 1. In reality, what's being generated here is a map that's like black or white with various, oops, my bad. 1 second. This needs to be all the way up. Give me a moment as I correct these values so it's visible to you guys. Ba 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 ba. I'm super tired. So there we go. So in reality, oopsie, all we're encoding is just one value between like 0 to, you can think about it as like a value from 0 to 16. Really it's a value from 0 to 16, 1 divided by a value from 0 to 16. But right, just think about it as like one number, 0 to 16, which represents one of the tiles here. You're either referencing tile 0, 1, 2, or 3, or whatever. That's what the different levels of black indicate. And that worked fine when this is just one line of tiles. But now that we're going to be having 2 dimensions, we need to encode not only the X position here, but also a Y position. And all of a sudden, the dum-dum that I was, assigning just one value to both X and Y isn't going to work. But I like the design I made here, and I don't want to lose it or repaint it. So what we're going to do is instead calculate what these values are going to be, get the correct colors for it, and then fix it, and then load it back in. And we should... That way we keep what we have, but we have this new thing that we're developing. So, this will be a subfield in our to-do list. Rework, tile, terrain, system. And this is like the specification of it, of 16 by 1 to 8 by 8. Okay, which is going to entail reworking the shader and what else do we need to rework? We need to rework the actual tool, so the terrain painter, to make sure it's saving the correct data, and then convert current control okay. It seems fair to me. And then after that, which is already quite a lot, we have to ask ourselves if we want to update. Oh, this is another thing. So the next thing we need to work is integrating the miasma system, or the chaos dust system, into terrain. So in earlier demos of this game, you've seen that we have this dirt that is covering the levels. You can clean it up. It's pretty cool. And when we made this new system, we haven't integrated it. So there's dust that exists, but it's not being displayed on the terrain. We need to make that happen. That should be easy, I think. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Well, we're gonna work on a shader real quick. I think that'll be the fastest. Or do I want to do that? Let's first do some math. Let's actually start with converting this guy to be the correct values. I think that may be the best for us. I could have just done this first. I don't know why I didn't do that. Let me go back here. We have level 1. Yeah, these are the newly painted data. The rest I haven't done yet. That makes sense. So let's first get all these guys corrected first. Because I super simplified this. Okay, and then make this be indexed. Make you be that. I wish there's a way to merge similar color indices. I feel like there should be. Palette size. Yeah, you know what? There actually should be. Let me undo everything I did right now. And instead, we're gonna delete I believe all these. And then just do this process. Oop. Perfect, and then we can do color mode indexed. And these should all be correct, except for what, this guy? Is there any time when the value's completely transparent? I guess so, if it's absolute 0. Yeah, it just turns to that when I go do that. Okay, so this is the corrected color map then. Cool. And then we can do some math. So let's first look at this guy. And you have RGB of this. 16, 32. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. All the math works perfectly within base 255. And this is only up to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tiles. How many tiles do we have here? I believe 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tiles. I guess we didn't use one. Either way, we can use like a mathematical expression, I think, to describe what just happened. Because like let's do the math. I think 255. Where's the clear button? Am I? No, what am I doing? Divided by. So no, it's not perfect. It's rounded it to 8, so it felt very perfect. So it's gonna be a multiple of that. Whereas now we're gonna be doing what? It's from 16 to 8. Actually, does this math end up being the same? Wait a second. We're starting with... Yeah. Hold on a second. So all this is going to stay the same, except the red channel or the G and B are going to be 0. That's literally all there is. Oh my goodness, the math just works out perfectly for these things. So we just literally set this to 0. Oh my god, this actually is so simple. Because R is going to be describing x coordinates. Yeah, you should be 0. Oh, this actually works perfectly. So we don't actually have to do any conversion whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. And then let's go back to our atlas. We're gonna have to divide this by... Oh, this guy is gonna be interesting because you no longer... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're not gonna be here anymore. You're gonna have to be up here, buddy. Because now we're changing this canvas from 30 to 50 to 5 to 256. 256. Centered here. That's the one guy we're gonna have to repaint, but that's fine. Is this math correct? No, I think the values do have to change here. Because what we were doing 512, 512, 32 by 32. See, that doesn't change. We're doing 16. We had 9. So for 16, if we're looking at this as far as normalized values are concerned, we're only getting to 0.5. No, we do have to change. Because now everything is doubled. So... Because we're going to 8. So everything here should be twice. So, for example, U... 112... Only 255... divided by 8 instead is going to be 31, which is 32, which means this guy is fine. This guy is going to be 32. So it's literally just double, I believe. You are going to be 64. You're going to be, oh, my mental math, 96. You're gonna be 128. You're gonna be 160. And you're gonna be, okay, I don't even know, 96. 180, 192. Quick maths. Yeah, 192. I'm so big brain, basically Terrence Tao. And then you're going to be 224. What is going on? Why are we resetting? Is that beyond? That should be beyond the color value. Right? You're 112, right? Yeah, 224. And that's not 255. Yeah, why are you being weird? Weird, 224. Yeah, that's correct. Perfect. This is correct, yes. And then let's save this guy as well. And let's go into our shader. And we're gonna do some math. That isn't so crazy. Because now what? This is the vert shader. We're going to the surf. Okay. So we wrap things, yeah. Sample it, yep. Cell width. And then we do UV times cell width. UV times cell width. Okay, it's normal. That's the coordinate within the single cell, okay. Times offset. Offset is incorrect. What is it? Because we coerce it into a float. Really, it's a float 2 now. And now we have to do offset X, offset Y. And now this is no longer relevant. Or actually, maybe it's incredibly relevant. Because you are now... And now we're gonna, for debug purposes, we're gonna because we do this, we're gonna be doing this somewhat frequently, so I'm just gonna have both. And then we're just gonna go into here. I'm surprised things largely look fine, actually. Well, everything except for the grass looks fine. In fact, no, everything except only the grass looks fine. That's not great. Oh yeah. Because now this resolution is... Control map resolution has changed, but not map resolution. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm confused. Do I have to have this? Is this actually Atlas base 128? No. That's still correct, I think. Oh yeah, you're different. You're 8 now. Yeah, and that's correct. Okay, cool. Okay. So we have the correct sampling, we have correct this, offset X, offset Y, and then now, because we don't have the corrected values here, oh, that's why we haven't even put in the correct values. So let's go to here, and we're going to select a different control. We're going to select this guy, level 1. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Something is happening. Something definitely is happening. This is really weird. Really, really odd. This is correct too. So, what if we do init? Okay. Oh. Let's change this too. This is not going to work properly. So I'm going to assume there's something weird with the shader. Control map. Oh, it's still using the wrong control map. Or it's trying to use the wrong one. Okay. This looks slightly more correct, though this is getting warped like crazy. Let's look at the debug mode of this guy. Brush size. No, there's a material property. Here we go. This does not help in the slightest. What is going on? Offset X, control map. What are we looking at here? This is not... Wait, what? Control offset X. In normal UV control map. Yeah, that's not the main text. Is it reversed? That'd be really wrong. It shouldn't be. In fact, let's just be certain. Okay. Must be G. That is so weird. Like, it's still resembling the shape. But this is not the control map. Well, this is the one we made, but... Okay. Why is this turning blue? And why is it warped and deformed like this? Offset. It's a normalized value. Huh. Offset is a normalized value between 0 and 1. Yeah, but that's still fine. 116. It shouldn't be interpolated between pixels. HP1A. This is such an odd effect. Like, it looks fine almost in certain areas, like here, but then it's not. And it's interpolated too in like really odd ways. Like I'm so confused by this control map look. It looks nothing like it should. Also, just make this white. Screw that, yeah. This is so weird. The fact that this is getting like, here in the borders it gets like super mega jank. I don't even know where this brown is coming from. Because it really shouldn't be, it should be just white, black, or red. Nothing in between. And yet we're getting blues and like a brownish color. And so really soft edges and crazy warps. Like, geez, what is this? Offsets. UV should be what? The current normal UV XY. That should be. What is this packed UV coordinate we're using? Wrapped chords X and Z, which should already be wrapped. Times wrap. Yeah, I guess I didn't wrap it here. Doesn't matter. But we have that in world space. Text chord X and Y. Okay, whatever. We'll just do world UV 01 UV 23. That way we know what we're dealing with here, and in case XY, we're using the world coordinates. For offset, that's actually helpful. Offset equals world coordinates. Control map. Okay. And that's how we're resampling. When in reality, offset. Because we're using the world. I see now. We're using the world UV to index into this. In that case, then what if we just use? Well, at least we can see the image we're working with now. And that's still really wrong. Do you have to flip like... What is going on here, dude? Color, text, main text. Oh, because it's sampling main... Oh. I see now. I was like, why is this using the colors from the map? It shouldn't be using that. There we go. And then... Can we just make that a constant? Can we just... Okay, that didn't work well. Oh, nothing is gonna work well, huh? Is there a shader error? Nope. Are you just not happy with this const? Yeah, no, you're just not happy at all. Cool. There we go. That fixed things, and then... Oh, now we're getting the sampling the correct color here. What's wrong? What is wrong here? What seems to be the issue? We have the correct offset value. Oh. I see now. It's neat. So we have 0, 1. But we need to offset. The offset needs to be in terms of cell width. Which means... Well, that's not helping anyone. Why aren't you helping anyone? coordinate is current UV. Okay, what's going on here? I know these colors are correct. I know these colors are correct. Also, can you make this not be interpolated? That'd be great. 256. Point no filter. Thank you. Yes. Oh, that's probably where all the artifacts are coming from, is from the blurring. Oh. That makes sense. Okay. Anywho. And then we turn off. Go back to our little material. See, we're still getting the wrong. It's all just green. UV. What is this UV we're getting here? So it turns out the ZW actually worked better. World UV, which I'm assuming is just the world space coordinate. Actually, what am I doing here? Why are we dividing by map resolution? It shouldn't matter. Yeah, it's not world UV, it's map UV. Yeah, the position relative to the map, not to the, okay. Times control map dimension, why does that matter? I have to think about this because so we're doing. Let's go to Miro. Let's go to Miro. My lovely Miro. Yeah. And we're gonna have like a series of just squares. So you have one square, which is like the whole map. And then we have another square that is gonna represent like the size between 0 and 1 of the control dimension. And there's an equation that we can derive for that. And then within the control, we're getting this tile and finding within this one partition the coordinates on that atlas for that. So it's like a coordinate system inside of a coordinate system inside of a coordinate. Oh my goodness, dude. This is nutty. Control map dimensions 256. I need some. I'm not even hungry. I'm kind of full, so I can't even snack. So this coordinate just does not behave the way we intended to at all. Oh, there's an error. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. It's just the sample size is just messed up. But we can fix that. Okay. This is actually not working correctly. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, the offsets are not large enough. Yeah, that's nothing to do with that. Where is the offsets happening? Oh, because I multiply by cell width. It's like almost correct, except kind of not. It's so close yet so far. UV cell width. Oh my freaking goodness! Every single time. I need to change my stream policy to just get rid of all these bots. It's making me so. It's annoying me. I'm getting super annoyed by that. Because then it pops up on my stream and I can't get rid of it because of Stream Worlds. I have to implement. I'm gonna have to update StreamWorld at some point and just make it much more robust so I can like moderate with it. Not just like display chat stuff, but also moderate with it. Yeah, where's my settings? I'm trying to see if there's like a chat policy. There's gotta be one. Can't find it. Oh well. Okay, hopefully this fixes things. See if that stops the bots from coming in here. Am I thinking about this correctly? It is an 8x8 cell width. It should be the cell width for a single size. Let's just do something. What is offset at 0? What value do you get there? Okay. What about an offset of 1? Or cell width? Let's make this 0. Okay. This appears to work as intended. Cell width times 2. Okay. So this seems to work as we intended to. When we do this though, we don't get our desired offsets at all. Almost, but not quite. Which is strange. Because here, we can keep going to, like, let's say, what's this one? 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4. And that works perfectly fine for the most part. Slight offset issue, but that's not that big of a deal. But it still largely works as intended. So clearly, this is not the issue. And we introduce offset R. The issue's with the offsets, man. Control map. No, because then we just get the whole thing again. That's not what we want. Maybe the issues in the way we encoded our corrected this tile. I mean, what? This is supposed to be what? That's the brightest color. Second to last. That would be... Huh. Actually, this value should really be This value is actually incorrect. This value should actually be... Well, I think we're working in index mode, right? Yeah, indexed. This should actually be 0 and then 16. And that's a stark departure from what we're getting. Stark departure. Offset. And an atlas. What is UV actually calculating? That might be wrong as well. Let me think about this. If we're calculating UV, ZW is providing the UV for chords along world. Actually, it's not though. It's actually not. And this is actually wrong. It shouldn't be right. It is right, but it's acting as if it's right, but it's not. It really should not be. Because at the end of the day, sampling the world. X. World position. Yes. That is the world position. And then we normalized it to the terrain dimension. So like the lower right corner of the lower left corner of the terrain is 0, 0, and then the top right corner is 1, 1. So this is normalized to the terrain, which is fine. And then offset, this should just be like XY. Let me turn off fog for now. Like it's all green. Even on debug, it's like neon. It's crazy. It's very weird. That shouldn't be the case at all, in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, our control map is like sampling. It should be a 0 through 1 value. So it makes no sense that this is happening. 1024 is the map resolution. Do we ever? Is it actually 1024 is a 512 or 256? Or does not matter because. Oh my goodness, really? Really? So you can't have You can't have a const float outside of the function. You have to actually do like... Oh my goodness. That was it. That was the bug. So we were right. Okay. Now we're back in business. So now we're getting the values we should have been getting this entire time. And then now we have this UV. We have a 0, 1. But now we're multiplying that to fit within the control map dimension itself. Cool. And now the control map, we're just sampling the control map with X and Y. That's fine. And then here, UV cell width. Cell width is 1/8. That's fine. Times UV, which is our value along the control map dimension. Wrapped. So that no matter how many times okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Times control map dimensions. And then so that's like so we don't need to do this actually. Or do we? Oh, if you want to think in terms of pixels, then yeah. Because then control map dimensions 256, right? And now this UV is a value like a 250 from 0 to 256 on there. And then we'd multiply that by cell width. But that's we already multiply it there. Times cell width. It's a cool effect, but wrong. This produces a vastly different thing. We're getting back to where we're at though. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, the conversion issues happening here. That's I feel like it's right here. If we get this solved, all our problems go away, and we're gonna have a beautiful map the way we intended. This looks kind of cool still, but it's not quite right. But I can feel it. We're gonna get close, and then we're gonna have our beautiful 64 tiles that we can work with. I just have to remember or think through how we're gonna have. Let me think. And while we think, let's roam around this broken, messed up world. A world that does not look exactly how it's supposed to be. In fact, very much not. It feels like a very old. It feels like a super old. I think it's old CGA games where they couldn't even do textures. They just had like a polygon with a color on it. That's what this looks like. Instead of our beautiful tiles. But we're so close. Maybe I'm just too tired. Even with this messed up shaders, it looks so cool. The maths, the graphs, the formulas. Okay, maybe we just bust out a note card and start taking some notes. 1 second, let me understand what we're doing here real quick. Well, actually, oh, I know exactly what we need. Oh. Because we're trying to sample within here. So this is, I should just worry about cell width. So we can have this wrapped within the width of a cell. And that's going to give us like the UV within a particular cell with respect to the input of the world. Yeah. So that's okay. That's correct. And then our offset here is going to be the value sampled here, which is going to be based on cell width. Let's see. This is either going to be ooh, what? It's almost right. It's just we have the size of that. That's so cool. It looks like a mini map. Oh my goodness. It looks like a mini map from like a SNES game. No, but the resolution's too small. But okay, that's beautiful. We're almost there. I think we just need so we have to size this by how much? Is that too much? Also, these tiles are incorrect. It's like inverted. It's like this is correct. That's the right one. It's supposed to be dirt. That's grass. There also is a weird offset that's happening here. This is correct. And these are the tiles. They're like mostly right with a weird offset. Oh, this is painful. We're like so close. We did like multiply by control map, right? Before. Whoa. Yeah, no. Now we're just chucking random numbers. But the issue didn't seem like the scaling. It seemed like the issue was the offsets. Like if we go to our debug thing, we can see clearly where like you have some offsets creeping up on you, and so yeah, there's some weird stuff happening here. If I go between our control map and this guy, yeah. It's like off by half. Okay, we go back to 32. Okay. Mostly correct. Still weird offset issues though. Especially here. It's like half the grass. And that's supposed to be dirt. And we're getting an offset of I almost wonder if my recolor mapping is just off. Like I generally wonder, maybe that's just what's happening here, is that my color map is just off game. That could very well be, because I already had a correct one. Yeah, let's keep this here. Our tile atlas is going to be on the side, so we can reference it. And let's look at our level 1 map with our purple color here. Slightly. Okay. So going to here, that should be dirt, which currently it's not. It's like this half dirt, half grass. So that's wrong. Let's just let's actually experiment with something. And by experiment, I mean let's implement our terrain painter. To do things correctly. Because maybe this will validate whether or not we're doing things correctly or incorrectly. So what are we doing here? For int I equals 16. This is building the tiles. Yeah, double nested for loops. Banger. Gotta love it. Quadruple for loop, one for the tile navigation and one for the texture generation. Okay. Tile nav. Pixel nav. And this is going to be different now. Because now it's not only X, it's also going to be Y. Yep. In fact, for readability, we might as well just store it. What? What is... what? What are you doing? I don't want this autocode completion crap. so this is correct. Next thing is next. I think we have to go to terrain editor, if I'm not mistaken. Set texture. Scene. Yeah, terrain paint editor. You're gonna be different. Set pixel. Yeah, no. Now it's gonna be different. Now it's gonna be, oh, offset. Is gonna be different. Current selected texture. No, now it's gonna be int 2. Yeah, no more. Yeah, this is different now. So even the way we select things is going to be different. Because now we have init save load, and then we have our tiles, and then we have our button. And instead of indexing, it's going to be now we should actually do a nested for loop, because this just works better now. Source tiles.count. Oh, we're still sorting. Oh, it's in a list. Well, at least it's gonna be easier to read, I think. Current selected texture is gonna be new. And then source tiles plus that's gonna be Y. That's gonna be so interesting to say the least. And then this is the weird thing, because values Current selected texture. Now we have to calculate it very differently. Because now its values into or vector 2, which is going to be equal to new vector 2, and it's going to be times y. And here it's going to be and then 0 here. And that's just how it's going to work. Hopefully it just works out the box directly. Okay, and then we're gonna do, oh yikes. Yeah, things don't work. Why don't they work? It has to do with the layout, isn't it? Begin horizontal, end horizontal. Draw default. Yeah, I don't know what's the issue here. Unless there's like a index out of range. Oh, here. Why is that the case? Source tiles. Count not equal to what, 8 times what, 64? That seems right to me. Init. Beautiful. That's a lot of tiles. And they're incorrectly parsed. That might be part of the issue here. Now you go to 64. Y is 0. And then how is this parsed again? Townav int. Oh. I had it backwards. Yeah, there we go. I had it backwards. That was the issue. That was the issue. Or at least one of the issues. Another thing though is that this for loop should be repped in an editor begin vertical. There we go. Honestly, the vertical might be redundant because I think this was the issue. It was that I had the horizontal starting in the wrong places. Okay. There we go. And now we can activate this, go into paint texture mode, and then select this to be on. Readable. Should be readable. Read write, yeah. Unsupported graphics format. Oh my goodness. I need to make this be the correct format every single time. RGB 832. Okay. So I think our encoding was just wrong. I think I think our math was actually correct. I think we just encoded this wrong. Or I corrected the tile map wrong, which is very reasonable. Brush size back to 1. Yeah, because this seems to be correct perfectly. Well, actually, okay, we had things wrong. That happens. Painter, and then where's the save? Can I make this have, like, save this tile map setting? Tile map or control map preset, so we can just apply this every single time. And then we can just save. And now I should be able to load this into Aseprite and see just exactly where it went wrong. Okay. 32. I did 16 before. Oh, this makes it so easy because I could just do corrections like this. Oh, it's perfect. Also, where's our tile map at? Yeah, E should be closed. You're here. Recent. Yes, okay. Now we can correctly draw things the way they're supposed to be. So, what? This guy. So this is dirt. So if it's up 1, it's 32. Okay. This guy should be 0, 32, 64. No. 0, 32. Yeah, 64, 64. 96. Nope. I don't trust my math. I'm dumb. 96, yeah. Okay. 96. And then what value are you? 96, perfect. And then everything else is the grass. The grass should just be 0, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this should be just load init. What is going on here? This should be grass. Why is it not grass? Oh, there we go. I didn't save. That's why. Okay. Okay, this is perfect. And then... Cool. You're good. These guys are almost good. This, though, is wrong. So let's see here. Yeah, you are supposed to be... Oh, the very last. So 0, 32, 64, 96. Basically, 32 times 8. 2, 0. 7. 224. Hey, there's some slight offsets happening here. Oh, maybe because it's like 32-bit rounding, maybe? Maybe that's the case. Yeah, because the value, the color, the PNG encoding. Oh, we're losing precision there. Okay, we might have to do a different type of encoding then, or something that normalizes more directly, because this isn't quite working. Because we're gonna get these artifacts due to like all these little things that are cropping up in the edges are probably due to the fact that 32 is not actually precisely what's. Now these tiles don't map directly to 32 by 32 from a 255 PNG color encoding. And that's why we are having these offsets, because it's due to these minor offsets because it's due to rounding errors. That explains that. Well, either way, I'm going to take this W. I'm going to take this as a victory, at least. We have way more bandwidth for way more tiles. So we can do much, much more. And as for these offsets, I'm not sure what these values are. But it's okay. As far as new color formatting, I don't know, or new texture format or something I need to figure out. A nice, easy format to manipulate in. Why do we use 255? That's such a weird ass. Why is that like the standard? and not some power of 2 number. That's odd. It makes me a little bit mad. I'm not gonna lie. Brush size should be higher up. I use that significantly more than anything else. Oh, I forgot. I have like I made shortcuts for that very reason. I forgot I did that. That's shortcuts exist for a reason, and I made them too. So like, I don't know why I forgot about that. But I might change the shortcut number. Also, this is not accurate. It's like way smaller than it actually is. Can I change the gizmo on this at all? Yeah, it's like brush size of 1, but like no, it should what 8, 4. Because the gizmo's not matching its actual size accurately. Yeah, that feels correct. That feels very correct, actually. Wait, does this affect... Oh my goodness, it affects the other brush too. Just not as fast. Good to know. So now I can do a ridiculously large brush and just paint everything at... Oh, dude, I feel so powerful. We made our own terrain painting tool. This works perfectly. Flawlessly. And now I need a more fine-tuned control. Whoop. Per pixel. This is so sick. This is so freaking sick, dude. I can't believe we made our own like RPG Super Nintendo style tile map painter in Unity's terrain system. Like we just hijacked Unity's terrain system and inserted our own better, for our purposes, editor. Oh man, I'm not sure. I almost feel tempted to like release this as a thing people can use, but it's so jank that I'm not sure if people actually want to use this or not. Like at a certain point, I think I might be better just to implement my own entire terrain builder from scratch. For the amount of trouble or hassle this is. And it's not really that much hassle. It's mostly just shader stuff, to be honest. But yeah, this is so freaking cool. And then you can go to our little color palette here and select, like, if you want some, I don't know, dirt in the coast. Womp. Womp. Use a shortcut. Womp. Beautiful. Now we have dirt on our coast. Oh, dude, this is so sick. I was feeling so tired earlier, but this is worth it. This is such a big win. Such a freaking big win. This is wrong. Or is it wrong? Ew. Oh, and I forget. Okay. Big mistake, or not big mistake, but big short sight is that there's no undo redo for this. So if I make a mistake, I have to retile that area specifically. Which is okay, it's not the end of the world if I have to retile a thing or two. Like, who cares? I'm not gonna die from retiling. Yeah, that rock looks better. This is so sick. This is so freaking cool, dude. And then now we have way more tiles. We can do like corner pieces if you wanted to. So we can do like smoother transitions from certain edges to other edges if we wanted to. It's perfectly feasible too now. Like before we only had 16 tiles, so it was kind of very quickly getting closer to that edge, but now we could do edge tiles for this and make it actually look nice and presentable. All right, let's save and then run. Yeah, we still have the little seams issue. That's not great. Got to work on that. But we can have way more tiles now. Yippee. Yeah, I kind of want to start adding the enemies into this. I want to add the miasmas, and I also want to add an enemy into this stage right now, just to get a feel for how combat is going to feel here. Gotta fix that mountain too. Oh, that's so cool though. This feels like the step up for RPGs. Like from the Super Nintendo. Like I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest III lately. So I'm seeing overworlds that look like this. But now it's like the next it feels like those overworlds realized. That's so cool. Now I want to keep in the spirit of like super low poly, super textured stuff. So I might change these trees from being 3D to being something more low poly. I mean, they're cool. Maybe you have a couple of them around, but... Oh, this feels super PlayStation now. I almost want to up the resolution of these textures, but I don't want to overdo it. I think these work pretty well, actually. The PS1 snapping is very pronounced, though. I need to work on that shader, on that vertex shader. That's not crazy, though. Look at the dude, he's just chilling there. He is just chilling there. Enjoying the views. Okay, let's just save our progress real quick. Where's our git bash? Why is this open? It's kind of cool to see Family Tracker on a CRT, but no, we're not doing that. Sweet. We have that save change, or that change saved now. And we can start looking at doing something. I kind of want to start adding the miasma support right now. So we can start finally seeing this cleanup mechanic at work. I also kind of want to start adding some enemies, like... Well, first of all, let's revisit this whole miasma business. Because now it's like a bigger texture. There's miasma shader. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... Dust manager. Area check limit. Bunch of stuff. We need to do a larger dimension. 1024. Unfortunately. And then the miasma shader also needs to be updated to support that new number. Do we even use this? Oh, we do. Yeah, frag. Yeah, now this has changed. 1024. And then when here, every time we set the set global shader, global float, or no, one. This should be... Where do I do that? We have... No. This is MM utilities, right? No, it's for the standard shader. Map projection. There's math. MM utilities, there we go. Enable miasma. And we have it initially set to what, 0? Now it's going to be set to 1 on runtime. That makes sense. And then next thing we need to do is this projection thing. Where's our... final composite thing here? Let's figure out where we need to do the object clip position, triplanar. Okay. Map projection. Okay, here we go. We have the miasma, we have this lerp, and then we have to do another lerp between between what? Between color base, miasma, and then miasma.a. Map projection shader. XYZ, or did I do RGB? Do I just swizzle it like that? I don't know. This returns a float 4. This should be working with a float 3. Albedo's a float 3. It's acting like it doesn't even... Oh, because I spelled it wrong. There we go. Okay, so now we have this thing that's like totally encompassing, and then we have this dust manager, which is now the wrong dimension, I should mention. Now we have to have another thing to display onto here. Sprite size 10, 24. Now we see it mapped on here. Okay, but this is gonna be easy actually, because now we can just yoink our we can yoink level, not level 1. Dude, we should centralize all this level asset data. Terrain data, yeah, we change it to like level data instead. But I guess it's terrain data. We're gonna be bundling them together. So grab this, yoink it into here. Yeah. Let's try this again. We'll try this one more time. We're going to go into here. Yes. Okay, and then we're going to make a new layer. Or actually, we're just going to copy and paste this. Bring it here. I forgot to be a larger, much larger map now. It's okay. Honestly, we could have kept it 512 by 5. No, we would have. Well, we would have to sacrifice a lot. Yeah, in terms of clarity. And then we're gonna make you locked so that we can only, yep. Now we have new constraints. Just a little bit more apparent. This is so cool. Like, I honestly, I don't even think we need to do like a level tool for this, because I could just easily paint to here, and it's actually easier for me to paint at this level. Is application. So this actually works kind of better. This is gonna look so sick, man. Hey, what's up, Terrell? Good to see you, man. How we doing today? Okay, we're gonna... Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so peak. Okay. Good application. Low texture. Oh my goodness. Is this just gonna work? Let's see, dude. Just saw Princess Mononoke. I have not seen that, actually. I mean to. How do you feel, though? Do you feel emotional? Dude. Oh, dude, it's so cool seeing our custom terrain tool working in conjunction with our slime cleanup thing. This is sick. You see how like on DVD or on film or what? I've been meaning to watch some Ghibli movies because I feel like they really nail that cozy vibe. Movie theater, it was an experience visually enthralling. Okay. The visual enthrallment. Dude, let me see how this looks from the tower up there. Oh, it's gonna look so cool to have some stuff down there too. Like it really sticks out in the environment now. It's crazy you can watch anime movies in theaters in the US. That doesn't cease to surprise me. Like I'm so not used to. Like I remember growing up being like, oh, that's such a cool anime, is such a cool new hip thing. No one's gonna in the US is gonna be showing it, but the dev cycle. Hey, I'm glad you're digging it, man. It's been a lot of work, man. I almost thought about not doing it today, but I was like, you know what? No, I've been wanting to. Me and 3 randos. Hey, man. That's 3 more than I would have expected, dude. You can see everything from over here. Like, do I have the fog on? Let me turn the fog on. I want the fog. Give me the fog. Yeah, and make it feel really atmospheric. This is so sick, man. Like a 9 p.m. showing? Oh, okay. On a weekday? Yeah, I imagine not as many people turning up for that. That's still sick, though. I remember going to watch the Jujutsu Kaisen movie with some friends, and I was like, this is crazy that we can just go here and watch an anime movie. That's insane to me that we have that option. Dude, our custom terrain painter is insane. I'm so happy with it. I understand why Unity limits the textures you can have to 3 because it's for texture blending. But I'm surprised they don't make a separate option for that, to where you can either do that or you can do what I'm doing, which is have like a tile sheet and then paint whatever textures you want onto here, so you can have like a RPG style thing. Like they have something up for the pure 2D games, but honestly, like what, a couple days for me to get this terrain painter in Unity latched onto their current terrain system, like, doggy dog. It's totally doable. Unity, hire me. Or maybe don't, I don't know. But you did it, you madman, you. Well, that's like the only option is either you do it, or you either do it, or like you rewrite your entire your own terrain generator from the ground up. And I'm not really one who wants to do that. I'm not really that kind of guy. I mean, I am that kind of guy. I would actually be totally down to write my own terrain generator, but I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. Like, the mesh works fine. I just need the freaking tile painting. And now we have it. Like, you can select this. Now we have our atlas of textures you want to paint, and now you can just select it. Oh, I want this here or here. I want bigger, or I want smaller. It's not perfect because there's no undo redo because it's not tied into Unity's tooling system, but that wouldn't be that crazy to do either. And look at that, we have tiles. It's like RPG Maker but in 3D. Flashing your stuff and such. Yeah, I mean, it's like those things. It's a necessity. Like, you don't do it because you wanted to. I mean, I guess I do want to do this, but it's mostly for an end goal. You do it because you have to. You know? There's no option. You just got to do the thing. You have to bend the code to do the things you want it to do. And now we have to do more stuff because I don't know if you noticed, we have this PS1 vertex wobbling where the textures wobble depending on where your camera is or the camera position. I'm getting bodied by the Chipotle bacon macaroni salad. My no handle the spice is getting you. That's crazy. Tragic. Get some milk. Give this man some milk. Give this boy some milk. Oh man. I was gonna say, it can't be like making your stomach upset. Like you raw fingered that food at Arcade Monsters, which still shocked me. And turned out to be fine. So like, there's no way your stomach's getting messed up by that. Yeah, you can notice, like, you notice how the vertices wobble as I move the camera around? Yeah, we need to have that with everything. But if I use Unity's terrain, like, foliage painter, like, let's say I add some foliage, like, I don't know, bush, leaves, this guy here. Like, I can upscale. So here's one issue, right? If I use this one and I paint it, oops, my bad. 1 second, let me just go to terrain and turn off painting real quick. But if I go here into Unity and I make a new brush, and I select this low res version of it. Excuse me, could we please work with me? Work with me, Unity. 1 second. That's for painting trees. I don't want to paint trees. Foliage, yeah. Edit details. Add new scratch texture, no. Add detail mesh. What? Add grass texture. Okay, here we go. So I use these, like just the normal low resolution pixel art version of it, and I start painting with it around. You're gonna notice that it's blended. It's blurry. Yeah, same vertex issue I got when the topology is wrong in some models. Oh really? You can get that with wrong topology? In this case, our case is intentional, right? But here's the first issue. I use pixel art, low res texture, and it blends it. And there's nothing I can do about it. Unity just says, I'm gonna blend you. And that's it. Like that's what you get. That sucks, but there's a way around it, all right? I can upscale it, whatever. Add texture, or edit this texture. I can edit it. I made a high res version of it just for this purpose. Apply. And now, oh yay, now it's actually pixely. But it's not doing the vertex snapping. Like over here you see the tree doing it. You see it wiggling and wobbling a little bit. That's correct, that's how it's supposed to be. But these things aren't doing that. They look just smooth, no issues. And that's wrong. But I can't do anything with Unity's built-in terrain thing because they're not using materials or any of that stuff. They could, but they aren't. So like, what is a gamer boy to do? I guess I have to, like if I want to have foliage like this, because it actually does look nice to have foliage on the map, I'm gonna have to write my own foliage system from the ground up that supports vertex snapping and fragment shader passes and whatever. Or at least support vertex passes. I may even want to do a fragment pass. Or custom fragment pass. But yeah, this drives me crazy. It's like Unity said, like, hey, super simple stuff, we're not going to let you have that. You're just not going to get to have it. You just don't get to have it. It's not that crazy. It's not that insane, but we're not going to let you have it. Because screw you, that's why. That's screw you. And it's not that hard. Like, they could have made it open. They could have said, ugh. Makes me mad, makes me angry. So we're gonna have to figure something out here. We're gonna have to figure something out. I don't know what we're gonna figure out. We're gonna have to figure out something. Something. But for today, we have a W. We have a victory. We have a dubski. We fixed the textures, the tiles. We have our miasma stuff tied into this. I'd call that a dubski. I'm going to be happy with this. We're going to say that we're happy with this. And I think I can start playing around with the enemies and stuff like that. Like I can start adding, what's his face, Anton? You can put Anton in this joint. You can fight him up there. We take those. We take those. We take those. How does Anton looking for this first area? Our first like little climactic battle, or our first boss, I guess. Though you don't have to fight him out the gate. You can just be like, "Hey, you're hard. I'm not gonna fight you yet." Or we can just gatekeep it by enforcing that you have to use wall jumping to get there. You're just standing there menacingly. Oh. We should probably have the emissive map tied to this terrain. Ow. Nice. Nice. Very nice. And that's the next thing, is having the bullets actually dirty the ground when they impact. It's so cool. I never tested Anton with this dirty mechanic, but it's actually working really well. It's actually working pretty well. Like having him walk around and yeah, it's actually so sick. Love it. Yes, 100%. Now we have to do like music, dynamic music, where he's Oh, you see that those arcs over there too? That is sick, dude. That, and they're just going across the level. Oh! Yeah, I don't think so. Bosses are gonna be kind of really hard. Like, instead of having it be like you sit down and beat the boss in one setting, you can just do damage to them and come back to them later. His gunk and grind with sludge-based crud, Anton. That's his quote. Wait, Anton's saying that about himself? This Anton fellow sounds like a man who spreads his gunk, his gamer gunk, across the land. Ow. Why are you being mean? Let me go back there. Oh my goodness, that was a weird bug. This is so cool, man. Character description. Character description. I got you. That makes sense. It would be kind of cool if you see him flinging the dirt from up there. Like, instead of just standing still waiting for you, you just see occasionally like some orbs flying from that tower and hitting down. Mortar, yeah. And he's like undoing your progress, because if you're trying to clean up the stage and then like, but then he's hitting the spots where you're cleaning, it's just an extra spit in the face of oh, my bee. Oh, I guess I was trying to be productive, but he said nope. Okay, I guess we need to take care of this guy because he's undoing all this hard work I'm doing. Yeah, I need to think about this area more. And I need to think about what that thing over there is. I put this huge structure just to get your attention and make you curious. But I actually don't know what's going to be going on over there. If I'm going to be real with you. If I'm going to be 100%, 100%, I don't even know. Like a watchtower or lookout. I don't know. I want to have a lighthouse down over there by the coast, but here I don't know, man. I'm calling AC-130 on him. I'm calling it AC-130 on him. Anton, I just cleaned these fields. Like kitchen gun, yeah. That's kind of cool because like you can try to be methodical and clean up everything in one go. Or you can just like, every time you go through here, you just clean one thing, one pass after the other. But then like enemies are gonna just mess you up. They're just gonna screw it up for you. Oh, the land is full of gunk. Not the gunky land. Alright, there we go. Let's put on some more enemies. Where's the commoner? Or follower? Or I think it's just slime. Yeah, that's what they used to be called. These bad boys. Oh, this game's come such a long way. Such a long way, dude. Gonna get like a kitchen gun ad. You're in the makings of putting completionists on the torture nexus, the final 1% they never completed. Yeah. What's his face? Gerard Butler? He's not gonna be happy. Freaking Johnny versus Messy Mansion. Not gonna be a great day for him. He's not gonna be happy at all. No, I think this is gonna be pretty chill, honestly. Like the whole idea is that you have, ideally, like you just have you're playing this on your Steam Deck, and you're just chugging away at it little by little, each day, or every session. Like it's kind of annoying when you play a game, and you lay it down for a while, and then you come back and you're like, I don't know where I was supposed to be doing. You don't have that with this game. It's super simple. It's like, hey, this is how clean your levels are. Go clean them. There's a boss somewhere in there. Fight him. That's it. Like, yoink, yoink, yoink. Also, with this more open design for the levels, you can just like, the combat feels way better now, I feel. Like the whole lock-on thing, you're not running into stuff very often. It just makes more sense. You ain't gotta add cleanliness percentage to the score screen. We gotta milk the playability wherever we can, sir. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe. I think. Well, here's the thing I'm playing around with is this idea of your mop getting saturated. So if your mop gets full, this might be terrible. You have to go. No, so you have to go back to a fountain to deposit it. And then when you leave the level, you get to see like where your standing is. Like you have to go to the hub to see the current state of a level. At least that's what I'm currently thinking, but I don't know. There might be. I can see an argument for having it be Viscera cleanup detail. What's Viscera? What is Viscera cleanup detail? Is that a Steam game? I was looking at Epic Mickey. Viscera. Oh, is it the crime scene one? Yes. Oh. It's only $12. It's a 4-pack. I'm adding it to my cart. Honestly, if I'm playing if I'm making a game about cleaning, the idea of like your mop gets saturated. Yeah, because the idea is you have fountains at different areas, so like you always have to go back to these fountains and clean up. I don't know. I'm trying to think though, because like that game seems more realistic in terms of what you're doing. That's in that. Yeah. Okay, so we're on the same page then with that game then. The only thing is that I feel like people might get frustrated because like the design of this game is that you're in an open world largely and you want to explore and cover every single inch of it. So having something that limits the player's ability to explore is kind of annoys me a little bit. It doesn't feel quite right. Like unless I add abundant amounts of fountains everywhere where it's not that big of an issue to go back and deposit them there, then that's fine. We also have to make the sound of cleaning up feel good. Like every time you go over this, just something like that. Gizmo stats. What are my stats? What's our FPS looking like? 40, 52 FPS. Yeah, I can imagine that with like if I stand still, it's gonna go back up to 100 FPS. But as soon as I start doing cleaning, then there's this whole, it starts tanking just because of the texture processing. I may just try to break up these textures into subtextures so that saving textures doesn't take as long. It's just, yeah, it's gonna be a pain. Of refresh sources that encourages player to, let me see what you said. Let me see the gold you're dropping. So key placements of refresh sources that encourages the player to reach them, i.e. fountain that when cleaned sprouts water, new source unlock. Yeah, I think, you know what, honestly, the thing that I will make it help mitigate that is that if you let the player spawn at the water fountains. Like if we have it, in fact I have the map right here. So here's the map of this current level. And these blue dots are going to be these refresh sources, these water places. And initially I was going to have it where you have this door here, and that's just the place you spawn in every time you go to this level. And if you want to go to anywhere else, you have to go through there. But maybe we can have it where, no, you can actually, once you discover a fountain and you know, unclog it, Now you can spawn there instead. So if you just discovered this land and you had to go back to the hub, but now you want to come back here, you can just choose to spawn right here instead of over here. And now all of a sudden, like these fountains aren't annoying. They're kind of a place of safety, right? Or gushing pipe blocked by gunk. Ooh, I like that idea. Yeah, I like the idea of just these fountains being in a state of dirtiness first, and then once you clean them up, you get to like once they're clean, oh, then they're fully operational, and you get to do stuff. You get the benefits of them. I'm also wondering about health, because I think I was gonna get rid of the health thing with the mop mechanic, where the mop saturation is your health basically. Like when you're fighting a boss, it's not that you. But I'm worried that players are gonna start getting bad endings by accident because they don't realize, oh, this is bad. So I have to make sure to explain it to them. The concept is the design bases that exist in certain levels in Sunshine. Oh, okay, interesting. I need to play some Sunshine again. I haven't played in a fat minute. But yeah, I'm thinking like your mop saturation level is what dictates your health. It's gonna be weird though, because every time you hit something, you're slowly ticking it down a little bit. And once it's depleted, it's not like you're just stopped from playing. You can keep fighting this guy. It's just that all of a sudden it becomes easier. Nah, there needs to be a way to communicate that explicitly. Like, instead of a normal health bar that you see on there, you see like a cleanliness meter. Or maybe they start off like very dirty, but not all the way there. Like for example, this can be their dirtiness meter, right? And maybe they start off here, not depleted, but still low. And then when you hit them with a dirty mop, it starts going this way. There we go. It starts going this way until they turn to stone, and it's like, oh, you did a bad thing. But if you hit them with a clean mop, or at least a mop that still has room for saturation, then their cleanliness starts going up and up the other way. Higher base damage that chips down to -1 at full mop sat. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. 100%. Or maybe it should start at the opposite, where it's like dirty. Like it starts off. Let's think about this. Let's actually design this. You're gonna have to modify this whole damage system, anyways. Let's say this describes how dirty they are. So we have the same color as a miasma, and it's like over here, but not fully there. Or maybe even make it very clear to them that it's not fully filled up, so that when they... Oh, and we have the pop-up text when you hit enemies. It shows like how much damage you did. We can also indicate, oh, when it's fully saturated, you're actually doing... It's like red and it shows negative. Whereas if it's mop clean, it's like green, very clear that you're doing something good. You're being rewarded for that. Yeah, but it starts like here. Yeah, we have to have a clear way to display that, because the one thing is that in the game, the health bar looks very, like it's very small and it's a low resolution, so we have to make it very easy to tell what you're doing. So here it's very easy to see, oh, I just knocked that down from full green to like half green. So we have to find other colors that contrast very well. that still indicate the idea of like, hey, something like this maybe. And then complementary would be like this color. It might be confusing for them, but thematically it would make sense. Because as this bar, as you do more damage, quote unquote damage to them, they're getting more green and green until they're fully green, in which case they're cleaned and they just go back to who they were before, like normal people again. That's the idea, at least. It might be confusing to people, but some enemies or bosses can full saturate the mop in one hit. Yeah, that's because the mop thing is gonna be such an interesting thing to play around with. Meaning the player needs to get creative with how they approach them, environmental helpers, or yeah. I just want to be pure. I just want to be pure. No, 100%, 100%. 100%. That's exactly, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste this, dude, just to save it. Like, this is such a good Terrell, dude. Credits. Design consultant. No, but that's such a, because now you have this interesting thing to play around with. The other thing I want to think about, which I'm not fully sure about, is maybe when you're cleaning at the fountain, the more dirty your mop is, the longer it takes for you to clean it. But I'm not sure what that does, punishing a player for. I guess I want to enforce like, hey, this is a slow game, kind of. I don't know. I want the fact that you're cleaning your mop to not be something that's just for free. That's something you actually have to pay a little bit of price for. But that feels like punishing them for. Well, I guess the ace should be a punishment, because if you're losing, okay, on one end you're punished for cleaning like the level. That's where I feel a bit weird about. Unless we have it where your mop only gets dirty from getting hit by the enemy. That's something. But at the least, right? Like, if you're going to the boss and getting mollywopped, and you have to clean your mop, that's like that's your punishment. You have to take some time to clean up your mop before you fight the dude again. You can't just keep mindlessly going back at it. The inconvenience mindset that happens when the player encounters the chip down mechanics and eventually avoids combat entirely. Let me read that again. It deters. When you say it deters the inconvenience mindset that happens when player encounters the chip down. What's combat entirely? I'm trying to think. Are you saying that Are you saying that like that whole waiting, the dirtier the mop is, the longer it takes for you to clean it, would deter people from going to boss battles or to enemy encounters? Because I can see the argument for that. Or at least I think it would make them more thoughtful in terms of those encounters. I think to make this work, it would have to be like normal cleanup doesn't affect your mop, but attacks from enemies does affect your mop's cleanliness. Because then the players aren't discouraged from cleaning. They can clean as much as they want to, and they're not like without issue. They can partake in that as much as they want to, and it's fine. But when they get into enemies, that's what affects that's what can impact their. So like this, for example, doesn't impact you at all. But getting hit by an enemy, that should. Boop. 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 I'm thinking about the first mission. Like, the first mission is that the girl NPC, her kids are missing. And that these are the kids. Like, when you beat them, they turn back into the kids. And that's like the context for that. Or the backstory, I suppose. And her husband's missing. That's going to be another thing. And then Anton's just there. Anton's just a guy who's there. Beating kids allegations. What can I say, man? I can't escape the beating kids simulator. Every time I start a game, it just turns into that. What can I say? What can I say, man? He's just standing there menacingly. He's on a leash, though. He's not gonna... He stops attacking when I'm over here, right? He's not gonna attack me from over here, right? Phoenix fight. Put him in the box. Put him in the box, Phoenix. Oh. That's a little weird. Yeah, I need to also find places to put Easter eggs. I also need to find out what this environment is. I need to find, like, stories for what this place was or is. And then you have to make a city over there. We have the bridge. That's going to be a whole thing. This lady's going to have so many kids. Because I'm thinking about all the different places we need to put, like, these enemies around for it to be kind of... Either that or make each individual enemy much more engaging to fight. Like, they're not just fodder, but make them actually... be something. Yeah, look at all this real estate. All this untapped land. Oh my goodness. Jeez, PS1 Snap. Can you please work? Jeez. You see how, like, the mesh... The PS1 snapping, vertex snapping can be really aggressive at times. I need to fix that or work with it or something. Because that's insane. It doesn't match the collision box at all. I think this is closer to the collision box. And it either just goes under or out. Like, oh, brother. Yeah, I need to pack this with, like, stuff. Also, like, a death volume. You should not be able to walk here. This should kill you. For all intents and purposes. There's somebody else, Noodle, who's on stream, who's also bringing up the idea of having water be something you can actually go underneath. It's not an instant death. I kind of like that. But at the same time, I don't want to program underwater levels. I can't think of a single time when in 3D games where people said, I like the water levels. I love the water levels in DK64 or in Zelda. Like, I can't... You know, I can't think of a way to make swimming mechanics fun. I don't know. It's weird, though, because the whole idea of water... Like, you use water to cleanse yourself in this game, too. So it's weird that the player can't go into water and just clean their mop there. It feels odd that you can't do that. So it almost makes you want to turn the water into something else. Even though it looks super pretty and nice, it makes me thematically feel weird about it. Also, I need to make a vector field thing for all the water stuff. I don't want to think about that, but it's a thing I need to do at some point. Vector fields. Vector fields. Dankelberg. Or we can just have the water be still, even though it's a river. It looks like it's chilling. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking. And then we have to have it where you can just look up better. Fields of vectors and planes of tangents. Oh, not the planes of tangents. Anything but that. Math joke. You got me. You got me. The plains, like Gerudo Plains. No, it's Gerudo Valley. What was the Zelda plane thing? I forgot. I haven't played Zelda. I kind of want to play... I've been thinking, because we finished Mega Man X on stream with the CRT, and it makes me want to just play other old games like that on the CRT and stream it. So I was thinking like maybe even Donkey Kong or something, or Banjo-Kazooie. Especially since I really have not played much 3D platformers, but... Ow. Bam, 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 bam. Maybe when they're like fully dirty, we can have him be... The rising sun casts ray upon all of it. Cast rays. Raycasting. Raycasting. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, is that a raycasting thing? The House of the Rising Raycast. Sun Raycast. I'm full of it all. I'm full of all it. You got your vitamin D's going. Vitamin D's nuts. It still feels kind of weird how smooth this dirt is, but I guess we ball. I guess it's fine. I don't know. Yeah, I need to fix this. He's falling. He's constantly falling because it's not ground. Okay. I'm happy with this, though. I'm happy with this. Let's commit our progress. Integrated system, which was easier than I originally thought. Yeah, I need to figure out a game, dude. What's a game that you'd want to see played? N64, SNES, anything like that. Anything that would look good on a CRT. Ooh, this is some good art. Witch Pachi? Indie game. I need to make a Steam page and actually start making art for this game. Promotional art. Maybe next week we just art. It's just all art. We were just doing illustrations. We can do some great box art illustrations like the following. Like this. Simply the best box art for Messy Mansion. Simply the best. Nothing less than this. We should also probably make a name for the guy. We still have not made a name for our dude. Yeah, and also just have it ready for the Steam page, because I have everything we need for the Steam page. Now I just need to actually do it. I just need to actually just do the thing. It's about time we start funneling people to the Steam page. Look at this. This could be Dudesky. This could be the guy, the man. Overweight, middle age. I remember when they announced this, like, it was like the worst timing, because Mega Man fans were so angry with Capcom because they kept getting blue-balled by Capcom. Capcom would announce they're going to do a Mega Man game, and then a year later they would cancel it. Announce another one, cancel it. They went through such a drought. And then they announced Mega Man was gonna be in Tekken. They're like, oh, they were so thirsty for anything Mega Man. They'll take it. And what do they give them? This guy, box art Mega Man. And you know what? I actually kind of love it, dude. I actually kind of like this dude. I think he's funny. He's hilarious. But that was like the worst time for them. Worst time to be a Mega Man fan. Oh, brother. Unfortunate. But yeah, Steam page. It's just live action ad banner. Even the dirt orbs, you chiseled features. They should commit to it like Marina in Mischief Makers, where everything is just that. Everything in this world is sentient and is chiseled. Oh, you know what? Mischief Makers. I should play that. Kai. Yeah, I should just play Mischief Maker, dude. Oh, that's gonna look so. Oh, you know what? That's it. That's the mark. That's what we're gonna do. All right, mark your calendars. We're gonna play it. Not now, but another stream, probably weekend. I still need to publish the Mega Man, the finale of Mega Man X. It's kind of fun doing Let's Plays, dude. All right, I think. What time is it? It's 12:58. It's almost 1 a.m. I have work to do. I have work in the morning. Whatever. I grinded hard today. Screw it. Whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here. We got a lot done. I'm happy. We're gonna make this game beautiful, dude. I'm so excited. Until next time, I'll see you later. See you, Terrell. Have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for the ideas. I appreciate it. It's actually super helpful. All right, until next time.